my hope tonight is to help everyone in the room, no matter if you're single, dating, or married, engaged maybe too, but to find out that investing is everything. Investing is everything. And better yet, investing in the right thing is everything. Let me say that again. Investing in the right thing is everything. Now, though, to all my single friends in the room, where are we at? Where are we at? Yes, amazing. Okay, if you hear nothing else tonight, please hear this. Singleness is not secondary. Singleness is not secondary. All caps here, okay? And I really think that there's security when we find out who God has really designed us to be. Like, have you really thought about what your natural talents are? Like, what are you really good at? Or what are your spiritual gifts? Like, have you even considered, like, what parts of your life God has just naturally gifted you with? And I really think this self-awareness will only benefit us as we continue to learn and follow Christ, and it will also benefit us in a future relationship. I'm really grateful because I'm like, oh, the Lord really does know what I need, because if that guy would have met me, at any other time, if I would have gotten married, I'm like, skirt, sorry. I wouldn't have really known who I was, but now I do. So, it's, yeah, there's that. You should take it nonetheless. But Andy Stanley, he says, be the person that the person you're looking for is looking for. Let me say that one more time. Be the person that the person you're looking for is looking for. We need to become now like the person we're looking for. The closer a single person gets to Jesus, the more likely that he or she will find someone who is like-hearted and like-minded. More likely that they will find someone who is on the same mission and vision as they are. In other words, we need to find someone who is running, I'm not going to run because, no, I'm not doing that, but running at the same pace and in the same direction as we are. That's so important. A lot of us, myself included, have always kind of done this thing where I'm running and I'm like, oh, he's cute, but he's back there. So I'm like, I'll just back it up. But that's just not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be we're running in the same pace, in the same direction. And that's all the running that I'm going to do. Okay, secondly, we need to use our singleness to focus on others. We need to focus on others. What do I mean by this? You first need to become a disciple of Jesus. Well, Kelsey, what is a disciple? That's kind of a big word. Well, a disciple, simply put, is a learner, a follower, and a reproducer. A learner, a follower, and a reproducer. I'll kind of break those down for us, but a learner simply just means to learn from someone, to get a mentor, get someone who can teach you. I heard this quote once and I love it. It says, true learning only takes place when it changes how you live. True learning only takes place when it changes how you live. Some examples of learning would include reading your Bible, reading books, not just spiritual books, holistically developing yourself, personally developing yourself, listening to podcasts, getting wise counsel. Be a learner. Secondly, a disciple of Christ is a follower. A follower. To follow just means to stick with, to follow after someone. So that just means to do as Jesus commands, live as he lived. And thirdly, a disciple is a reproducer. I heard this verse in college that really gave me more purpose than I had ever felt in my whole life. And it's kind of weird, but it's 2 Timothy 2:2. And it says, and the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable people who will also be qualified to teach others also. Guys, when I read this verse, I was like, that's pretty cool. But then somebody explained it to me, and they explained that there are 4 generations of people in this verse. We have you to presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will teach others also. So this idea is multiplication, like somebody telling me that my life could impact multiple lives, and that Jesus was going to use me. Me? What? Me? That was really cool. And believe me, I had no idea what that looked like, but that just means simply grabbing a guy, if you're a guy, if you're a girl, grab a girl, and wrap your entire life around them, invite them in, and let them just see what it looks like to follow Jesus. And so to reproduce your life, you really need to become a spiritual leader. Now, to my guys in the room, not my guys in the room, to lead your wife spiritually in the future, if you want to be married, don't you think that you should get some experience now? Well, I think that you can get experience by spiritually leading men. Y'all, there are so many guys in this church, on your college campuses, in your workplace, that need someone to lead and develop them. They are just wanting someone to help them, to listen to them, to help guide them through life. And you can do that. And same to you girls, you are not off the hook. If you want to learn to love and to serve your future spouse, then you should spiritually lead girls. Spend time with them. Take an interest in them. There is nothing that will prepare you more for a future marriage. That's what I've been told anyway. Girls and guys, we all need to be taking genuine interest in people. Get to know their stories. Get to know what they need, what they desire. Be courageous and step out. Mentor people. Now I know, that sounds like so intimidating because you're like, Kels, man, I just really don't know that much. And I'm like, same, honestly, same. I've been following Jesus for 5 years and I'm still like, what is this? But like, that's what's so exciting is we have so many people that we can look to and resources that we can look to help us. Or maybe you're saying, but Kels, like, I don't even know, what do we teach them? And I'm so glad you asked. You just simply teach them what you've been learning, what you have been taught by someone older than you, and you pass it on. And also, might I just add that we live in literally the most amazing time with all of these amazing resources. Enter our friend Google, our friend iPhone. Like, no shame at all, but I'm just like, somebody asks me a question about the Bible, I'm like, I have no idea. Google says this. Like, that is what we can do, and people haven't had that in the past, so let's just take advantage of it. And also to my married friends in the room, one of the best things that you can do for your single friends is to invite them into your life. Invite them into your marriage. The woman who led me to Christ in college, she let me see like all of her life, like every single part. And her husband, they let me take a front row seat to their marriage. And I'll be honest, like it was one of the first godly marriages I had ever really seen. And no, like it's like the good, the bad, and now they have kids, and I really get to see all of it. And it feels really exciting to be a part of. That is discipleship, people. That really is. But invite singles to your house for dinner. Take them to run errands with you. Let them see you parent. We have so much to learn from you guys. We really do. So invite us in. And I heard this phrase in college that was just something that I really just started to repeat to myself every single day. And so you can kind of write this down or kind of commit it to memory. But it's give your life away. Give your life away. What does that mean? Well, simply, it means to serve, to humble yourself, to do the sort of things that Jesus would do, which if you think about it, those things were often hard things that were uncomfortable, things that took sacrifice and service. Like, that would be really hard. That's why it's called giving your life away. And examples of that would be making disciples, also sharing the gospel, inviting people into your home, mentoring people, getting wise counsel, and passing on what you learn, and serving and giving generously. Now, I can assure you that if you give your life away in singleness, it will be that much easier to give your life away, be transparent, and serve your spouse in a future marriage. Singleness is the time to refine those Christ-like qualities that you've always wanted to learn. And then in the future, if you do get to marry someone, your marriage will be that much better. If there is little to no commitment in the mission now, then how can we expect there to be a commitment to the mission in the future? Well, we can't. We really can't. It has to start right now. Okay, so about a month ago, I am flying back from a family wedding in Houston to go to Stumo's winter conference. Again, I work for Stumo in Oklahoma City. Now, flights to Oklahoma, they were limited. So as I'm booking 7 a.m., man, 7 a.m. flight. Yep, there it was. Okay, but I really am. I'm a morning person, and I like to think that I am, but when I had to show up to the airport 3 hours early because of the government shutdown and being in an airport that I just really didn't understand, You guys can do that math. It's like really early, really early. So needless to say, I didn't wear any makeup because who has time for that at 4 a.m.? No one. And yes, in fact, I did sleep in the clothes that I wore to the airport because also, who has time to change? And also, did I mention my hair was 80% dry shampoo? Any of the girls in the room? Yes. Guys, don't even worry about it. We do shower, but yeah, okay. So now that I've set the scene for y'all and you are judging me, let's get to the good stuff. So I finally board the plane and I'm like, oh, please, God, please, please, please let me get a window seat, please. Okay, and it's a Southwest flight, so those are utter chaos, and honestly, they cause me like a lot of anxiety. But anyway, I'm like walking, and I see a window seat, beeline, boom, got it. I sit down, I get settled, and I just kind of look, and I'm like, well, I have 2 seats open. How come nobody is sitting with me? Like, I'm an approachable person, and I'm really nice, and I like to talk to people on planes. And then I was like, oh, right. You look the way that you look. So that makes sense. So anyway, I just kind of started to sulk for a minute, and I was like, whatever. And as I turn my head out the window, a very, very good-looking guy. I mean, like, not like just good-looking, but like, hello, guy says, good morning, is the seat taken? And I'm like, no, actually, that's not how it sounded. It was more like, good morning, is the seat taken? And I'm like, to be honest, guys, like, I don't really have this kind of luck, but whatever. He sits down, I'm smiling, I'm like, but also like trying to play it cool because, you know, you gotta play it cool. And so there's that. But let me just let you into my brain for just like a second. I'm just gonna play the scene out for you. Scene. Kelsey, come on, you can do it. Just introduce yourself. You can say hi. Just say, hi, my name's Kelsey. No, don't say that. Don't be too eager. You don't want to be too eager. Okay. Okay, just look out the window, kind of awkwardly, but like then like look over and see if you make eye contact, and then he'll ask you your name. Nope, didn't happen. Okay, well, no, say hi. Say hi. Good morning. I'm Kelsey. What's your name? No, definitely not. No, that's not going to work. Oh, I got it. Look out the window and wait for him to talk to you. Yes. Okay. Waiting. Well, that's not going to work. So, okay, but seriously, like, scene over. Guys, that is what's happening. I cannot make this stuff up. Like, my brain is just going back and forth and back and forth. And so I'm just kind of awkward, and I'm like, dang, I just really blew this. Like, gonna be single forever because of this. And that's just what's going on in my mind. So anyway, the plane starts taking off, and I get out the book I'm reading. I'm like, fine. It's like, headphones or not. I don't know, because is he going to talk to me? So I have my book, and I'm like flipping it open, and it's called The Passion Generation. And so I'm flipping, and all of a sudden I hear someone say, oh, The Passion Generation? I've seen that. What's that about? Okay, I see you, dude. Subtle. Love that. Okay, well, I know. But I'll spare y'all most of the details. But me and this guy, his name is Paul, by the way, we really just hit things off. You know, we got into a really good conversation. And it turns out he's a Christian, so like, okay, I see you. And like, it turns out also I'm like telling him about my job, how I work on campus for a ministry, and we're just like bonding over that, and how he's a Christian. Did I mention he's a Christian? And he's a Christian, and that, and so then we're just bonding over all these wonderful things. And he says, and I just really wanted to learn how to share my faith. And I'm like, what? Like, where did this dude come from? Like, these people are sparse. Like, there's not that many out there. So I'm like, okay, God, I see you. And then I'm kind of thinking like, wow, this would make like for the most amazing romantic comedy movie, would it not? Like, girl who looks like a train wreck, gets on plane, meets man of her dreams. He's a Christian. Like, there's that. And so anyway, the plane at this point is now beginning to land. Our conversation, it just flew by because it was so wonderful. And so I'm packing up my things, and he says, why were you coming to Oklahoma City? And I'm like, oh, you know, going to Sumo's conference. And I said, well, wait, why were you in Houston? kind of flirty, And he's like, oh, I was visiting my girlfriend. What? Oh, couldn't even believe it. But don't worry, people. Don't feel bad for me. I made sure to get out my business card, gave him a business card in case they break up, okay? No, I really did that. I really did. But, guys, this is the kind of luck that I've had in the dating scene lately. So there you go. But seriously, don't feel bad for me. I've since recovered. Everything is fine. It's all fine. It really is fine, though. But on a serious note, if we don't get the first two right, if we don't get our master and our mission right, then we will be severely let down. And not only let down in marriage, but we'll be let down in life in general. And I have experienced this firsthand. Like, no amount of money, no perfect job, no amazing friendships will ever sustain you. Jesus is the only person that can truly give you hope and an identity. And dating and marriage, they were not designed to give us identity. And if we look to those things like a lot of us have in the past, or the world says to look at them, then they will crumble under the weight of our expectations. I've seen that too. And marriage, y'all, it isn't the end goal. Like, a lot of us think it is. And I know that at times I can be convinced that marriage is like the end all be all. But Jesus, he didn't marry anyone. And that was kind of like, light bulb, hello. Like, he lived the most complete life ever while he was here. Would we not agree? Like, he had the best life and he was single. So, when we believe, though, that singleness is secondary, that's when we feel like we're not living our most complete life. And truthfully, my contentment, it ebbs and flows. But one thing I'm sure of is that I am living right now. Like, I'm truly living. And I know this because I'm not just like waiting around, for some so-and-so guy to swoop in and make my life complete. Like, I'm not doing that. And y'all shouldn't be doing that either. I'm doing things that I've always wanted to do. 3 years ago, I made this bucket list, more like a life goals list. And I said, here are my life goals, travel goals, finance goals, personal goals, fitness goals, all kinds of things. And slowly but surely over the last 3 years, I've been able to cross them off, like seeing Taylor Swift, all my friends. It was the best night of my whole life, for real. But it's so exciting, and I really feel like I'm living my best life right now. And I'm living a complete life just like my married friends are. And y'all, we really can desire something like dating and something like marriage, but that doesn't mean that we cannot experience the life that Jesus has for us right now. Like, really experience it. Now, for those of us who are looking for a mate, someone to end up with, let's choose the enduring qualities over the diminishing ones. What do I mean by that? Well, first things first, just look around. Observe the people around you. Not like a stalker, don't be weird, but, look at how these people around you are giving their life away. Look at how they love other people, how they serve them, how they invest their time. Also, look at their security. Like, where is their security found? Is it found in themselves? Is it found in their friends, in material things? Or is it found in their relationship with Jesus? Now, these things will remain long after we're in our prime, which, thank you, Lord, we're in our prime right now. That's what I'm saying. We look good. We're not going to look this good in a little while. You know what I'm saying? So let's get these Christ-like characteristics right now. But really, kind of evaluate yourself. If you're spending time with someone who you think could be a potential mate, and they don't push you to invest more in your master and more in his mission, then why would you invest any of your heart, any of your time, or any of your energy into them at all? Like, that will leave you with absolutely a zero return. Now, this is one of my favorite illustrations because it is so simple, but I really think it's a beautiful picture. In the picture of the triangle, God is at the top, and on either side is the guy and the girl. Now, if we take a husband or wife, for instance, as the husband and wife move closer to God through community, through reading his word, through prayer, through sharing the gospel, inviting people into their home, in growing in other spiritual disciplines, they will naturally move closer together. Isn't that beautiful? It really is. But the thing is like we have completely warped it. The world has turned it upside down. Culture says, put each other first. Only you guys matter. Make their whole world revolve around you. You make your whole world revolve around them. And you know what we see if we flipped it upside down? We would see that there is really no room for God, and those people move further and further away from each other. And that's really just kind of the reality. And so I was thinking, like, how come that doesn't work? Like, how come the version that the world gives doesn't work? And it's really just simple. It's those two people are broken. They're broken people. They're sinful people. And they're looking to one another to fulfill their deepest needs and desires, but really no human or thing could ever satisfy that. Jesus was the only one who could, and he did. And he died on the cross for you and for me. And his grace is what even allows us to experience relationships that we do now. So let's get to know our master, make his mission our mission, and pray for a mate who's doing the same thing. Now, like I said earlier, I started following Jesus my sophomore year of college after kind of growing up in a home that was like church whenever it was convenient, and now here I am in college, and I got to decide kind of for myself. And so this was all like really new to me, and I had done relationships the wrong way for like a really long time. And so it was kind of overwhelming, but slowly but surely, like it became kind of easy. Like I just kind of step by step, I put Jesus first in this area and in this area, and I gave him control, even control over my relationship status, which was really hard. And I just really started living my life for him. And I remember, truthfully, as a junior in college, saying a prayer that was something like this, like, Jesus, I will give you 1 year of intentional and focused singleness. Yep, no texting. Nope, not going to do that. No talking, no Snapchatting, no whatever you want to call it. And I just wanted to see like what he was going to do, like how he was going to use me. So I prayed that. Well, now we're here, almost over 5 years later, and I'm like, God, I'm not super sure that you heard me correctly. I said 1 year. Okay, maybe 2 years, but 5 years? What the heck? Like, that's where I can be sometimes. And I've kind of had to learn what that looks like, but I don't always understand. But just because I don't understand doesn't mean I can't really live right now. And although I don't always understand, I can really see why he chose to keep me single during those years. And their names are Ryan, Kelsey, Emily, Mackenzie, Tessa, Amy, Chloe, Alyssa, Lily, Lacey, Meg, Kaylee, Lauren, Bailey, Natalie, and so on and so on. There are so many girls that I have gotten to invest in their lives personally and spiritually. And I've gotten to give my life away to them for the last 5 years. You know, anytime they need me, I can be there. I invite them into my home and I cook meals with them. I've gotten to even baptize some of them, which is so exciting and humbling. And I've really also been through painful things with some of them. And I've also got to live with them. And I've also got to stand by them on their wedding day as they've gotten married. And y'all, the truth is, like, I wouldn't trade a single one of those years. I wouldn't. I never would. And you'll never regret investing in God and his mission. Invest, and you will truly see the impact. And now, I don't know what God has next, but this is the portion that he has given me and us right now. So let's invest it and see what he does.